In this frozen world, a grizzly mother leads her cub up a steep snow-covered slope in search of safer ground beyond predators' reach. Yet this steep world might become a peril to her untested young. Step for step, the youngster follows, pulled by hunger, instinct, and obedience. As if his mother's determined steps themselves communicate, this is the way we're going. You must follow. He is still young, his muscles small and his instincts only beginning to sharpen. Together they inch higher, claws scraping for purchase on the frozen crust, each step a lesson written in snow. The wind knifes across the slope, stealing warmth and breath, but the cub keeps going, matching her tracks as best he can. In this climb, he is learning the shape of his world. That safety is rarely easy, that the hardest paths are sometimes the only ones that lead to tomorrow. For a body this small and untested, every step up this frozen wall demands more strength than he's ever had to find. The simple act of staying in his mother's footsteps becomes a trial, as if each careful move is taking him along the very rim of the world, where one slip could erase him from the snow. The cub begins to tire. His paws no longer land with confidence. They wander, searching, slipping in the churned snow his mother left behind. Muscle and will are out of balance now, and his body sways with each uncertain step. The slip sends terror through his small heart, but on this unforgiving slope, there is no choice except to dig in, steady himself, and keep climbing. The mother turns back occasionally, making sure the small shape is still moving in her tracks before taking further steps. At last, they reach a vertical snow ridge, a single, perilous wall rearing up toward the sky. The mother hauls herself upward and reaches the top, turning to face the slope below. There, her cub lives the challenge, standing between him and her. The slope is so steep and icy that his claws can't properly grip. His lighter body skates on the surface instead of biting in. His coordination and balance are still crude, every movement more guess than precision. He feels the distance between him and his mother like a wall of empty air, her scent close yet unreachable. Fear presses in where warmth once lived. He climbs upward with every ounce of effort he has. He looks down, feeling the drop behind him deepen with every heartbeat, then forces himself to look back up toward the only safety he knows. The cub has somehow traced his mother's path up the slope. But at the final stretch, where the wall rears closer to vertical, the climb turns into an impossible trial for a body this small. He scrambles at the ridge, climbing a little before his paws skid and he slides back. His poor mother stands from the rim above, unable to step a foot to help. If she tries to descend this wall, she could lose her own footing and drag them both into the void. The cub is caught in a cruel place, pinned between a sheer drop below and a wall of ice he has no strength to master. Until, at last, every ounce of his strength is spent. His small claws can no longer grip. Yet this time the cub falls for good. The void has demanded his trembling, innocent life. A torn, aching growl rises from the mother's chest and spills down the slope toward the still, small shape below. She bears the pain of watching, the scene cutting into her as sharply as the cold itself. In the far reaches of the northern wilderness, the grizzly bear endures the cold with a quiet mastery born of millennia. Thick fur, slow winter heartbeats, and an instinct for finding life in frozen ground reveal a creature shaped by patience as much as power. In the hush of snow-laden forests, the bear becomes a reminder that survival often depends on listening to the land, to the seasons, to the subtle signs that guide all wild things. Here, in this realm of ice and resilience, the grizzly moves with a steady wisdom that teaches endurance without haste and strength, without noise. Across the open snowfield, gray wolves travel as a pack. A tight family group that can roam dozens of kilometers in a single night in search of elk and deer. Their hunt, a precise display of cooperation as adults take turns to drive prey through deep snow, while thick double coats and long legs help them endure the brutal cold. On the fringes of this same frozen valley, a solitary red fox listens intently, its ears so sensitive it can detect mice and voles tunneling beneath the snow. The red fox is the most widespread wild canid, found across North America, Europe, Asia, and introduced to Australia. It thrives in forests, tundra, grasslands, farms, even cities. Red foxes are mostly crepuscular, most active at dawn and dusk. They communicate with scent marks and a wide range of vocalizations. Omnivorous by nature, they eat small mammals, birds, insects, fruit, and carrion, and their diet shifts with the seasons and local abundance, ranging from beetles and berries to the eggs of ground-nesting birds. Any surplus catch is carefully buried in the hard ground, the fox caching food in scattered stores that will sustain it through the long, hungry winter. A small hunter surviving in the shadow of the larger predators that rule this icy realm. In this frozen wilderness, larger predators dominate the food web, tracking herds of hoofed animals across the snow and keeping their numbers in balance. When these powerful hunters bring down a kill, they leave behind carcasses that smaller scavengers and opportunistic hunters depend on to survive the harsh winter. The grizzly bear is a powerhouse of the northern wilderness, driven by dense muscle and a massive shoulder hump built for digging and sudden bursts of speed. Weighing hundreds of kilograms, it can topple logs, overturn boulders, and sprint short distances faster than a running elk. This bear can sprint at over 50 kilometers per hour despite its enormous weight. At full sprint, the gray wolf can reach speeds of around 50 to 60 kilometers per hour, enough to close the distance on fleeing prey across the open snow. Their most famous sound, the howl, can carry several kilometers through cold night air and is used to advertise territory, reunite scattered pack members, and signal group size to rivals. Grey wolves also produce a rich range of growls, barks, whines, and yips, using subtle changes in pitch and intensity to express reassurance, playfulness, aggression, or alarm within the pack. Wolves and bears often compete for the same food, especially large ungulates and winter carcasses. Wolves may harass a bear at a kill, testing whether it is weak or distracted enough to drive away. More often, a single bear easily displaces a pack and claims the carcass. Both species also scavenge one another's leftovers, creating a shifting balance in this harsh, resource-limited environment. In this land, other remarkable animals live. The white fox is one of the few mammals whose fur changes color with the seasons, turning pure white in winter and brown or gray in summer to stay hidden all year round. Reindeer are the only deer species in which both males and females grow antlers, giving even pregnant females weapons to defend feeding spots during the harsh winter.